and Dragonite, and also carry Dragonite. This is popular like 6 months, a year ago. I want to see like the matchup against Naga Siren. I don't think Dragonite can match up Naga Siren's farm, especially if she's off to a really good start.
What would you consider a really good start here?
Hand of Midas 3 minutes into the game.
3 minutes? Okay.
Well. I think it was done before, like 4-minute Midas. I exaggerated a bit, but still, I think it has been done.
So we'll see if they can reach your standards. And, you know, DM, we're seeing him on the Timbersaw this time around. Last morning today, we saw DM play Snapfire in the off lane. That didn't exactly go too well for him, but this feels a lot more up his alley in terms of tanky, initiating off-laners.
Yeah, it's a good way to start a fight. You have Global Silence to back him up. Misha starting with the Glaives of Wisdom, level 1. Wants to steal some intelligence. Blast misses.
Grazed DM, but other than that, things looking okay for OG in terms of the damage taken and what's being used here by Tundra. Got Misha throwing out some Glaives now, and Dragon Tail, but Skitter, he's taking a lot of damage and being run down by the side of OG. They don't have telekinesis for another couple of seconds, but Taiga now without the Storm Spirit of BZM, so.
It's one of those spells. Taiga did pick up telekinesis level 1, not what you want to have for the laning stage, but they did pick up another rune. So let's see what he does with this. He's gonna block the camp, so they know about it. Tundra already set up the ward, so this sentry ward that is supposed to take away creeps from Keeper of the Light will get devoted eventually.
Right, so getting rid of those wards is going to be very important. By the way, they went to Taiga up in the top lane with Yuragi and have Misha down towards bottom. How do you feel about the little switch up here for OG?
I'm just thinking about why they would make such a switch. Maybe because Rubik started with the telekinesis and they want to set the Timbersaw for like this strong early level 1, get him to level 2, and also against Phoenix, so he can't use the dive. Very annoying. Like the value from Silencer in this game is going to be so good. Dragonite blinks in, stuns 33, in a bit of a trouble, especially if he can get close with these illusions to block him.
Can't get in front of him, and 33 is forced to run off, and will continue to do so with these illusions at his tail. It's not fun to have to run all the way out there. Now Snake King in some trouble. Misha can get the right clicks out with those Glaives to get this kill. They've also got DM coming over. He'll take Timber Chain for that level 2 and has the Whirling Death to get himself that first kill, and Misha gets +2 early on.
Oh, this is really valuable, especially for a hero like Phoenix, who has really low intelligence gain and really low starting mana pool, so this is going to be pretty big, and you've seen what Taiga did. He zoned out 33 completely, 33 sitting at the 3-3 CS.
So the esports bet.io odds already starting to come down and favor OG, because it was Tundra who was favored during the draft, and you could see OG pulling away his favorites, and this is interesting considering both results yesterday, today went towards Tundra when they played each other.
Yeah, lanes are going well. The only big one I see is this Coddle 9, 14 and 5 against the 11 on Storm Spirit. It's the hero that he invented, so he knows all the tricks, what this hero can do. This top lane has been going pretty well for OG, like zoning out Enigma relatively early on. I don't think there's a kill threat on Yuragi because he can dispel things. Early damage from Tiny shouldn't be enough unless they're playing close to the tower and Saksa manages to get off a toss underneath the tower.
Arcane Curse on both these heroes bottom as Misha just putting out some harassment there and getting them off of DM, who now has one of the reactive armor. What we've seen at times is Timber get 2 in the reactive armor and then the support can kind of pull away. But we'll see how early that happens for OG as DM, he's having a pretty free lane up to this point.
Uncontested. We did expect him to have a good laning stage considering what he's playing into. This Dragonite, like safe lane, he needs time to get online. I'm not sure what the itemization is going to be, whether this is a BKB rush type of a game where he becomes unkillable early on, and then you start to take the fight, you start to pressure the towers.
Dire's courier has been
Ragi
killed.
losing his boots on that courier.
Stupendous.
So not going to have boots for a little while. This Naga's going to be a little bit slow. Despite the fact that the lanes are looking pretty good here for OG, they do have a 1K lead on Tundra. So maybe a little bit deceiving from what we're seeing. But for right now,
Dire's middle tower
I
is
would
under
say
attack.
maybe a little bit of that bolster is coming from the Coddle, who is having an amazing time in terms of CS.
He did kill an observer ward, so Misha should know something is up, that they do have vision around because he just planted that observer ward. Saxa, 1-1-1 build on Tiny, pretty standard. He wants to have that cleave. It's a good way of dealing with the supports, also dealing with these illusions.
Yeah, try to clean them up, but like you said, the big damage is going to come if Saxa can get one of these heroes under the tower, which with where the creep equilibrium is right now doesn't seem too possible, and you can see they try there, but it's not close enough to the tower. It just puts Taiga in an awkward position. They have the ensnare, and they'll have a follow-up telekinesis to go with this, so they'll throw him behind the illusions trying to get these body blocks, and that's not what they're going to be able to accomplish. They wanted it, but Saxa just a little bit too quick with these boots of speed.
They try to go with the play, toss underneath the tower, but still not close enough. We've seen this combo time and time again, where Enigma uses Malefice, then Tiny with another stun, Eidolon split, 6 of those. They do decent amount of damage, and Saxa looking for another one. Ragi.
Avalanche and ensnare onto 33. Garagi starting to run. Titan needs to help out. The damage is starting to build up, and they need one more right click from Saxa. Goes into the mirror image, but still, Saxa gets the kill into Yuragi, and that's with Taiga kind of shifting over and not being by his carry at the moment. So good kill for Tundra.
A bit too close to the tower. Like, they are not respecting this damage that we talked about and the combo that they have.
Now we'll see if Yuragi can even get comfortable again in the lane. Misha's come over mid. That's leaving DM by himself, which is no surprise with
Dire's bottom tower is under
the way his lane's been going.
First power rune is spawning.
Ball
EZM.
lightning, they've got the Vortex, Arcane Curse, Icarus Dive. They'll stop it, but the ball lightning to keep up with him. Snake King trying to TP out the damage. Just
the Fire
not there.
Spirit, not enough attack speed to be able to get it. BZM even switched power treads to agility just to have that extra attack speed, but didn't help out.
Taiga, he'll pick up the first power rune. It was that haste. So a little bit of control there for OG, and they're also going to take out this OBS up on the high ground. Coming off the laning phase,
tower is under attack.
what are you seeing here from Tundra? Because they're up 2,000 net worth, where it did feel like for a while OG were getting the better end of it.
Yeah, 9 is starting to become a menace, I would say. This Keeper of the Light, Boots of Travel already finished 6 minutes into the game.
Avalanche, and toss onto an illusion, Arcane Curse, and the telekinesis on a Saxa. And Knight pulses down, Saxa looking like he's going to lose his life, but just gets the Fairy Fire off and walks behind the tower. Now 9's come over, Yuragi needs to run away, but the
Into
blinding
the
light, the
blast.
Illuminate, and the kill for 9 off that rotation. Saxa will eventually fall to the Fade Bolt coming through from Taiga, but that is not a trade you want to be making.
If they get
and you
Taiga
lost
as
Misha
well,
too.
another Blinding Light is available in 2 seconds, but low on mana on Keeper of the Light. Malefice, ooh.
Unfortunately, couldn't get the Malefice in time, but that worked out well for Tundra.
And 9 already back to the mid lane.
He is playing this hero perfectly.
He's the inventor. 4,000 net worth on the hero, 7.5 minutes into the game. Pretty impressive. They also did block his camps. First they blocked the big camp near the tier 2 tower. Now they blocked the big camp again. DM.
Dragon Tail 9, he's got boots of travel, so he just comes over bottom. TP attempts, Illuminate, just short of the damage to get the kill there onto the Timber Saw.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So, still though, pushing DM out of the lane and opening it up for the Dragon Knight. It was a matchup that didn't exactly go well for Skitter, but as things have kind of opened up, now he's taken 3rd in the net worth.
He is recovering, and I see Recovery Midas as well.
Is it still a Recovery Midas if it's 3rd of the net worth,
It's
or is
always
it a
a
building
Recovery
Midas?
Midas, pretty
Okay.
much.
That's all I gotta ask. All right, fair enough. Anybody else going Recovery Midas? No Midas for Yuragi. I think that'll be the only one. Dragon Tail, DM. with 9 here again. He is all over the map right now, and he's looking to get an earn chart. Looks like they're going to get this bottom tier 1. So DM is going to lose his tower potentially, and that's going to be an issue. Snake King moving a little bit too far forward because BZM and Misha are here, but he's got the Icarus dive. He'll start to run, ball lightning, and a TP attempt. There's a Vortex available, and Misha gets the kill on a Snake King, another +2 for him.
BZM needs to be very active on this storm. Like, he needs to play with supports. Timbersaw was off to a good start, but now in the middle of the pack, got that level 6. Tower still there. Usually he's the one that wants to pressure the tower. Skeeter now walking to the mid lane. This Keeper of the Light is going to cause a lot of issue for Timber because he will not have a Dispel. This is going to be a very early Spirit Vessel. It needs 1,000 gold to finish it off.
So they can definitely get that a little bit quicker if they're able to take this tier 1 over mid, and I feel like the idea was putting Skitter there, about to have Elder Dragon form, is maybe they want to push in a moment. Nine's got boots of travel, so he can be there pretty quickly. Vortex, going in Saksa, there's 3 heroes, so they'll have the ensnare. They've got the damage. Yuragi will get a kill, and Saksa just being out a little bit too far, but again, with 3 heroes coming over to get that kill onto the Tiny, it's opening up space for the rest of the team, and they have a 3K net worth lead now.
It's a lot of sustain once they start to get levels. Snake King is struggling, level 3, about to crack level 4. We'll pick up that invis, but at what cost? There is a Sentry Ward on Rubik, only in backpack, so they can't go for it.
He's coming over, and he's got to be careful, but BZM into the Elder Dragon formed Dragon Knight with a Dragon Tail out hand. Gets kill on a BZM, and now looking over at Misha. Just needs another stun, and they should be able to kill the Silencer. Maybe not even necessary, as Breathe Fire will finish him off. They get 2 kills there as BZM just goes in a little bit too far, and wow,
it looked really good until that blast from Keeper of the Light did hit, and the amount of healing, the amount of sustain they're going to have is going to be insane. You will have early Guardian Greaves on Enigma. 33 has been farming considering the start that he had. He's now on top of the network. This guy is... he's something different. Like the way he finds the farm, his farming patterns, it's pretty incredible. All these small items, we already talked about it multiple times, and now, OG, they're gonna smoke. They want to get a big kill, and it seems like Skeeter is the one that they're looking for.
They still Breathe Fire, but Snake King and 9 are here. So Icarus dive, it's both heroes.
Phoenix
they do
only
get the
level
stun on the
5
Snake
though.
King. Now they've got the Sun Ray. DM starting to burn real heavily. That metal's gonna get real hot. Taiga, he ends up dead, but BZM coming over from the side, trying to get a kill here out of the Coddle. They should be able to take him out, but they'll lose DM for it. Now Misha up a bit far. They've got 33, and he's got Malefice. That means Misha, they've got locked down to Chase. They still want BZM. They'll throw the Avalanche, they won't land it, and eventually Misha will die to Skitter's Breathe Fire. They get themselves 9, but losing 3 for that is just too many numbers.
And they immediately smoke. There is Toss available on Saksa. He might be trying to play with BZM.
Avalanche.
If BZM wants to, I don't know, sound problems. All right, there's going to be a quick pause. Bottle refill for BZM. Rest of the team is smoked, so if Saksa can't get a full combo, he does have an Avalanche and 10 launch charges, so should be fine.
So, I'll do some chat interaction. Do you think BZM is dead? 1 for yes, 2 for no. I like to see the numbers in chat. I'm sorry, I ask a lot, but I think we'll see. You know, chat's going to be divided.
I think he's okay, especially if he uses Ball Lightning. We'll see. Toss is only level 1, so maybe they're not going to be able to close the gap, get in range.
Avalanche lands, and there's
It
the
does
wand into
land.
the toss. Ball Lightning, and Malefice still working. I want to say if they had the Dragon Tail ready, which they had used a little bit earlier, they might have been able to get that kill. It's only level 1, so it's a 16-second cooldown. This tier 1 looking pretty dead for OG. Saksa comes over, Avalanche toss into the team, and a dead Rubik once again.
Their heroes are going to be so tanky. These are like 3 strength heroes. Guardian Greaves about to be finished on Enigma, and these blasts from Keeper of the Light also sustain from Urn. And 9 replenishing mana, lowering the cooldowns on Tiny, so he can start to play a bit more aggressive. Did have that haste rune.
There's that recovery Midas, even though Skitter's sitting top of the net worth at the moment. Going Blink Dagger next. At least that's the idea with what he's got picked up. And we were talking about that Spirit Vessel being a little quick. It's kind of been slowed down a little bit. the Guardian Greaves that you talked about.
This is a big timing for Tundra. Spirit Vessel, Guardian Greaves, they can go, like, they already took all tier 1 towers. Problem is, Misha's still level 5, so he can't even cancel a black hole. Like, these early black holes don't really matter that much, but still having no global silence available for almost full 15 minutes is going to be an issue.
Yeah, so if they want to go and fight, Misha desperately needs to get to this level 6. He'll have a creep wave coming over, so might be able to grab it from that. Top lane, though, they feel like they got to defend this tier 2 tower. They can't just let this go for free. Gonna blow up the creep wave with the Illuminate and these Eidolons, and they will eventually TP in the Rubik. But there are 3 heroes here, and that's the only response thus far is Tiger.
And Tundra is so methodical at playing Dota. They're very clean. They always, like, a lot of their games seem to be, like, boring. I would say people do call it like that, but they're so good at moving around the map and getting the most out of it that it looks like the enemy can't really do much.
It always seems as though they're reacting
It's
at
just
the
like,
perfect times.
if you're not doing anything, you're getting out-farmed versus Tundra.
Yeah. So what would you advise OG to do to kind of compete with the way that they're moving around the map like that?
Like, Naga Siren as hero does come online later than this Dragon Knight. He's ready to go. Like, he wants to hit the towers. He has almost 2,000 HP available, so they can't bring him down. They can't really burst him. So with a bit of different timings, I think OG might need to play it for a bit of a later timing than take these fights.
They're not too far behind, so later timing isn't exactly terrible for them. We've seen teams just get too far behind when they're looking for that late game. Now, DM, Avalanche, toss, Spirit Vessel on him. He'll pop the mech. The Black Hole comes in from 33, and that will finish off the Timber Saw. So, Black Hole used, and a Timber Saw killed for it. Well worth the trade.
33 immediately pops the Guardian Greaves, dispels the global silence, and gets that first Black Hole 15 minutes into the game. They're sustained, like we talked about the Guardian Greaves, the Blast, Sunray. It's only level 1 for now, but definitely will be maxed out after. So add that, and they don't have anything to reduce that healing coming out from Tundra. So gonna be difficult. 4K gold lead right now.
Seems like it's gonna be a little bit tough for them to deal with this shard upgrade Malefice too. These heroes don't exactly deal well with that upgrade and the follow-up lockdown that's coming in with Avalanche Toss, Dragon Tail, potentially a pushback from Blinding Light. So that shard is flying in for 33. Making Malefice have that 1.35 stun duration.
It's a lot of stun, and it also creates an Eidolon, so extra damage. You take a fight, you get those Eidolons, then you push the tower. Again, DM, he needs to be careful. That Malefice stun.
And now he's still in Chakra Magic. But Dragon Tail out, and they get the kill on the Tiger. They'll look for the rest. They have the Vortex Stun. It socks the Avalanche Toss. BZM forced the ball lightning away back towards his team. Icarus dive, though. Seeing them for a second, and DM on the run. Skitter has a blink in a second. Who's he going to find? He'll look at Misha. As I sit on DM, but the damage will be there to get a kill here out of the Silencer. There's nowhere for him to run. And after he lands from this toss, it'll be just his dead body that's there as Soxa gets another one.
This was the reveal of Blink Dagger from Dragon Knight. Tundra playing it so clean. Like the Naga's on the different side of the map trying to get some farm going into that Orchid, but Nine protecting himself going into BKB. Understands the matchup. He knows that playing against the Storm Spirit, if he gets that BKB, he's going to be okay. Yuragi trying to play a bit aggressive on 9, but this could be tricky for him, especially if there's a rotation, and I can see Skeeter already running there with the Blink Dagger available.
Yeah, he was throwing these Illuminates out at Yuragi, and then Yuragi thinks he can turn it and snare and damage 9 because he's sitting there with half health when he originally was over.
They saw the courier.
Yeah, they're following the courier. Now Yuragi's forced to saw. TP out, and Illuminate won't hit, but top lane, BZM, he's still in trouble and will fall. The song from the TP not going to reach in time up top, and they will try to kill Soxa. It's not an easy one to get. He's got some help from 33, and that Guardian Greaves were already used, so it's on cooldown for another 25 seconds, but they just don't have the damage to clean up the Tiny anyway.
Tundra getting stuff done on all 3 lanes pretty much. You see Skitter, he's already back to the mid lane, getting the farm, going into Manta style. This, I think it was invented by Gunner. Very annoying Dragon Knight where you like get Aghanim Scepter, you get Manta Style, so you can dispel things off of you. You become super tanky. You have like this damage running around with the Shard. It's a lot. And also you do have a cleave against the illusions from Naga Siren, so see, like we're definitely living in a simulation, no doubt about it. Tundra, same thing happened in all 3 games so far. Tundra out farming OG. OG lacking in a damage department. Look at him. Saksa finding another one.
Yeah, Taiga, one shot from dead. The Spirit Vessel will take him out. Saksa trying to survive, running back, has the Guardian Greaves help coming in from 33, as well as the Seeds of Serenity down, but the right clicks in from Misha, and some damage from BCM is all they need to get the kill there onto the Tiny, but it ends up being a trade. They find 9, they'll pull him in with the Vortex, and 9, he won't be able to run.
That was big. BZM uses Remnant, provide him vision there to get the Electric Vortex.
Yeah, big kill to get that Coddle, who has slowed down and farmed behind the Naga Siren now. But Skitter's top of the net, we're 33 right behind him, and we talked about how this seems to be a repeat of the past 2 encounters. And maybe a little bit of punchback coming in from OG this time, as in those first 2 games we felt that the map was just getting so small for OG they couldn't get anything out of it. But right now their heroes can still get kills.
Storm Spirit needs to be active. Like, BZM has been involved in 5 out of 7 kills. Now playing with Taiga. Taiga doesn't have a spell stolen for now. There's some really good spells to steal in this game. Like, of course, the Black Hole, but the Avalanche is the big one. Even Illuminate.
Yeah, he's gotten his hands on, like, Chakra Magic once or twice, but Skittery's over mid, and they smoked up on 2 heroes. They don't have the damage to really blow him up, but they might find 9 again. Vortex. Illuminate, and it's not going to be enough to save him as BZM gets another kill on a 9.
That's a good kill.
Back-to-back deaths.
Yeah. 2 kills in a row, and they also set up some vision. 2 Observer Ward plates, the one in the triangle, one near the big camp, near the tier 2 tower, so they can start to play a bit more aggressive. Global Silence was used this time around, and you see Yuragi immediately joins. He does have that silence. Orchid is coming up to him.
He saw him. So that's on cooldown. 33 TPing right in front of DM, and this is big for OG if they can get it. They get the kill on 33, they'll look over at Skitter with everybody here, they'll clean him up with the Whirling Death. They also take out Snake King. OG even the game up as they finally get a fight against Tundra that goes their way.
Tundra kind of handling them to them.
TPing right next to DM, and now Roche.
First 9 died, and then the rest of the team just TPs there. They all die, even without a global silence. And now it's Roche time. This is big. This is huge for OG.
His first Aegis going into the hands of OG. As we take a look at the replay, 33 right next to DM, and he dies so quickly. Guardian Greaves or not, it didn't matter. And Skitter's going to fall very fast, too. There is no way to save him. They were all over these heroes.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I love that. Love to see some emotion coming out from the players. Sorry about that. I hope I wasn't too loud.
I love it. Always get to see some good camera feeds here, and they'll find that odds. So, assuming that was positioned based on the way that they were able to kill 9, and well, they're looking over mid, and Skitter, Snake King, and Saksa all together, but now do you want to fight into the Aegis? Because BZM, you said he needed to be active, having an Aegis to bolster his aggression and give him some confidence to go into these fights. I don't know if Tundra really want to be fighting into them.
They have BKB on Keeper of the Light, which is not the most impactful item in terms of a team fight. It's more for just protecting himself. So it's not that, like, Sven gets in with the BKB, so he deals overwhelming amount of damage. So that's going to be a bit of a different thing. Yuragi, with that Orchid going into Heart next, when he gets the Heart timing, this is where his illusions are going to be super tanky, and they will definitely look into fights.
Double damage picked up for Skitter. See what he could do with that, as now OG, they have themselves a little bit of a net worth lead, something they weren't able to accomplish in the first 2 matchups against Tundra in these tiebreakers. But it's all coming up good for them so far. They keep it up, and what are they going to do with this Aegis is the real question. I was looking over at 33, he's going for an Octarine core, but doesn't have the BKB yet or anything, so I'm a little worried about this item choice. If he's able to get in there and get anything off, not having the BKB.
He wants to lower the cooldown on his abilities, Guardian Views as well. Cast range is good, because you're playing against Silencer, So if Silencer doesn't die, you know that he's going to be holding that global until you pop a black hole most of the time. So you need to think about different itemization. We do see like Guardian Greaves into full pipe, and then you start getting a BKB and a Blink Dagger. So if you catch a Silencer, you can go in. They don't have abilities that go through magic immunity, so other than global silence. So if they can find him, like he will eventually get that BKB on Enigma. It's just a point of time, like when is he gonna get it?
And they're also looking for a refresher on Misha. See how quickly he'll get to that. Quick pause from BZM as they say lag. And you've already got the reverse, so Yuragi's working quick on this heart. It's worrisome because we've talked about how OG didn't have damage to punch back in the few games before. Do Tundra have enough once his heart's picked up to reliably kill Yuragi with BZM having the movement? Like,
if they're fighting inside the Midnight Pulse, Sunray is now maxed out, so max HP damage, one blast from Keeper of the Light. It's going to be tanky, but if he can stay away from those abilities, if his illusions are available to deal damage, it's going to be a tricky one. Like, Tundra lost 6k gold lead in a matter of a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Well, off that Aegis pickup, off the fight over mid, it was a slew of events that went for OG. So they'll reconnect on the DK, they'll unpause, and here we go again. 4 heroes smoked, and we're going to take another look at these esportsbet.io odds, as now it is really favoring OG. Found Saksa. Have the Orchid, they'll have the kill, they'll get the kill onto Saksa and look for more. So Snake King trying to run, but there really isn't anywhere for him to go, especially with the Arcane Curse and the last word on him. They've also got 9. BZM doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. The Illuminate hits him. Spirit Vessel, Blink, Avalanche, and the BKB's been popped by the Coddle. TP out.
First usage of a BKB, 9-second BKB to get out of the trouble, and he's thinking about different item build. Was thinking about getting the Hex on this Coddle to control Storm Spirit, but wants to get Aghanim Scepter. We've seen Sumail multiple times so far in the DPC going for that item, and it looked so good. They need someone to hold them in place for others to deal damage. So you'll have Black Hole and you'll have, well, we can call it White Hole. So like just two of those together inside the Midnight Pulse, inside the Shard from Dragon Knight. It's going to be some serious amount of damage if they can execute.
Song, Misha was being chased. He's acting as bait. Yuragi with the Song. Do they have a follow-up to go for this? They're actually over onto 33, but they've got the Avalanche as well as the Sunray. They have the Silence. It's onto the Tiny, ballending onto the high ground, but he's been stunned up again. BZM now needs to run.
He's got to kill the creep.
Bottle.
No,
he's
9.
sipping up and trying to get back into the fight is DM. He'll come over with the Chakram as well to Whirling Death. Timber Chain right on top of 33. He's chasing pretty far. Wheels up into the air. Tucker comes over with an Avalanche and then to the Fade Bolt. They'll get the kill on a Snake King. Now they'll look over at Skinner. He's trying to run. The Veil, the Chakram, the kill. The ball lightning in from BZM as they continue to extend their lead. But BZM, he'll lose just the Aegis.
Now BZM, he decided to go for a sneaky little play. He saw 9 TPing on that range creep, uses Ball Lightning, kills the creep. I checked the timing on a glyph. It was not available for like 15 seconds. He would definitely glyph it to come into that fight. And now OG, finally, for the first time in these like 3-game series, in these tiebreakers, leading in a game. So pretty big for them.
Now they get that mid-tier 2. They're taking a bigger lead, 3K. You know, it's been BO1s, technically losing 2. They could have lost the BO3, but this could be the big win right here if they just hang on. Dota Plus is going to be 64 to 36.
This Witchblade not allowing him to blink out.
Toss. BZM is going to die here before Saksa goes down. Look over to the side. They've cut themselves DM. Can't let it crumble now, but look at the damage onto the Timber. Growing Death, Spirit Vessel, right clicks, Midnight Pulse is in, and the Timber Chain doesn't connect. They get the kill onto the Timber Saw as well.
Gotta be careful, you know. This tiny combo is still always gonna be an issue, even if it's coming out from position 4, position 5 against these heroes. Like, he's tanky. He does have Kaya, Sanj, and Storm Spirit, but try to toy with him way too much.
Now all of a sudden, Tundra are the ones who are across the river and playing pretty forward. The whole time, though, Yuragi is still farming, and he is just about to hit 17,000 net worth. They have not slowed down the Naga Siren. since the laning phase. He's going into the BKB and then the Silver.
He's bringing the shard right now, so that's going to be their way of resetting, having some kind of a heal on top of Guardian Greaves from Timbersaw. Misha, this time around, you mentioned that he's going for Refresher. Eventually, he's going to get it. If this game lasts for another 15 minutes, he will find the farm.
That Refresher is going to be big. You talked about how they want to have that global silence for the black hole. But right now, Misha may not have a life. So, Avalanche toss over to the creeps. Misha on the run. Meanwhile, Snaking goes down to the BZM. That was over in the top jungle. So this will be a trade.
Saksa using a Force Staff there. Nice little play to get the Nigma closer for his spells to be used. Aghanim Scepter done on Coddle.
So they'll have the Will-O-Wisp. And gem purchased by Misha. See who holds that. They've been able to kill these heroes on OG, except for Yuragi, but you get this gem. If you give it right over, that could be a big issue.
It's going to be BZM holding it for now. Next big timing for OG. BKB on Storm Spirit. DM will not have his BKB synced up, but you will also potentially have a BKB on Naga Siren. Yuragi has been farming, and yeah, he's been off the map for a long time, joining these fights whenever he was needed, and now 19,000 net worth on Naga Siren. The second one close to him is 5k gold behind.
Yeah, when you allow somebody to be off the grid and no eyes are on him, you really start to get a lot of gold, so he's picked up quite a bit, and there is nobody in the same realm of net worth at the moment. Avalanche comes in, it's on a BZM, they'll steal the Avalanche, throw it back, landing on a 2, and Fade Bolt to follow it up. Misha's in with an Arcane Curse. Do they want to take this? It looks like they're starting to group up, knowing that Roche might be soon, but it ends up being a 2-minute delay.
We still haven't seen Phoenix use his Supernova.
No.
Not once. It's a difficult game, playing into Silencer, so could be a bit tricky. Just one global silence, one last word on you, and you're getting back. So one of the reasons why Snaking decided to pick up that Yule Scepter. They do have abilities to protect this Egwit if he wants to use it a bit more aggressive, especially now with Dragonite having Manta Style to remove the global silence.
Telekinesis and a kill there on a Snaking.
He dies way too quickly.
See, by the way, Skittery's using Quickening Charm and Titan Sliver, so he'll swap that in, pop the Elder Dragon form, and then get back onto the Titan Sliver.
It's a cute little trick you can do. But you are holding this item as a hostage, so no one else can use it, so you have 2 tier 3 items. So.
I thought maybe they'd give it to 33, the Quickening Charm, but the value might just be there enough, especially when they get this Ags onto the Dragonite. Saksa hiding in the trees. Avalanche, Ball Lightning, they see him. This is going to be a dead Tiny. It looks as though in OG, they feel confident enough to get these pickoffs. They're just so easy.
They do have Storm Spirit. Also now, Taiga with the Blink Dagger. He can be the one following Storm Spirit in his adventures. Still looking for something. Does have that Arcane Rune.
Searching the trees and 9. TP in time. And Roche up in 10. So we'll see if we get a big fight over by Roche. Black Hole, Supernova, both available for the side of Tundra, but Song and Global for OG. So some big team fight clashing tactics.
We still haven't seen Tundra use their ultis to full potential. Like, we haven't seen this Black Hole, a Supernova combo, now with Will-O-Wisp as well.
It's going to be so hard. Like, if the Supernova's in a decent spot, you've got the Will-O-Wisp down and a Black Hole post-global. I worry
Misha's
about OG's
global
fight.
silence needs to be on point for OG to win these fights. Like, he needs to be able to cancel it once they go in.
So Elder Dragon form, this time with the Ags, so having that upgrade to the 4th level. We'll have the Black Dragon. So let's see if they can find anybody, because this would lead to Roche if they could grab a couple. It's been sitting at near the 4K net worth lead mark for OG for some time now, maybe dipping down as close as 2K. But they've had control, and they have been the ones who have been looking and finding some pickoffs.
This Manta style and Dragonite looks so cool.
How do you like this as the build-up, where it's Manta in the Ags?
That's fine. I guess he wanted to have a Dispel for these abilities, to have something to get out of the trouble with. They didn't join these fights, but I think the build-up's also fine. Now he has that Aghanims, and level 18, this is the timing that you were looking for. Another smoke from OG. BKB on Timbersaw, BKB done on Naga Siren and Storm Spirit. So 3 9-second BKBs.
Nine's TP just in time, 33. He's still hiding here in the trees. He's got the rest of the team kind of nearby. He might be waiting to see if a fight breaks out and pinch from the back. Are coming pretty close to each other. Taiga, he's got a blink, so he's looking for the telekinesis. He finds it onto the Tiny. Now they're going to ball lightning in. They've got the silence onto Saksa. He's not going to survive this, or will he? Ooh, he finally drops to Yuragi, but there's the song. Will-O-Wisp making this a little bit difficult for Yuragi. They also use the Supernova. Misha on the run. Can they continue to chase for it?
Yuragi is still full HP, does have BKB if necessary, does not want to pop it just to get rid of that.
Skitter finds the stun on a Taiga, popping that Manta. BZM trying to help out, but it looks like they're going to lose this Rubik. So Taiga falls, they've got the Vortex, they're going to buy back here on the Tiny, they'll go to the BKB from Yuragi. He doesn't have a song to work with, and now they've got the Global Silence coming out, but they still have a Black Hole available on the side of Tundra. So they'll look over at Yuragi as Misha, he's going to die here to the Illuminate from 9. Bob back on this Rubik. Icarus dive over. Saksa finding the avalanche. It's on Yuragi. They've got the telekinesis. They have the silence from the Orchid. Yuragi still running up out of the high ground. And now these heroes on the side of Tundra, how far do they want to go in? Skitter doesn't have the Elder Dragon form for that much longer. And these heroes are all alive from OG once again.
3 buybacks, 2 on OG, only supports, and same goes for Tundra. Only 1. Not committing there. You've seen 33. He's been holding on for a very long time. This Sunray and the Illuminate keeping them full HP pretty much all the time throughout this whole fight.
So how can they stop them from taking Roche? They do have Black Hole, and they bought back on Misha, which is going to slow down his refresher, but he already used the Global Silence.
Hey, it's time to go for Tundra. They don't have the egg, but they do have a Black Hole, as you said.
Will-O-Wisp, that pulls DM for a moment in the Roche pit a bit, so that'll make OG evacuate. They've Supernova in 25 seconds. They've got the Elder Dragon form back up for Skitter. Global down for 30 more, but they do have Song again. They'll blink, they'll Dragon Tail, they'll look over at Yuragi. Yuragi gonna be hit with a Dagon. He'll go and throw an Ensnare onto Skitter. Saksa comes in with an avalanche toss, but it's not gonna do anything for the side of Tundra just yet. They are just back and forth, looking for a big opening here for 33. It's tough, he doesn't have a blink to get in. He has to walk in and throw in a Black Hole.
Global Silence is going to be back up in 10 seconds. So another one to, wait. You still need to wait it out. Like, his positioning has been good. He only died once in the game so far, which is pretty impressive as the Enigma, considering everything they have. Might still decide to pick up a Blink Dagger after all. He does have Ultimate Orb, was thinking about getting the Hex. Like, even 9 was thinking about Hex, but decided to go for Dagon instead. Like, against the Illusions from Naga Siren and have a bit more burst damage.
Midnight Pulse down on the ground. Taiga coming over with the telekinesis, but the Will-O-Wisp is going to drag 3. They've got the avalanche as well as the toss. They're going to throw back Taiga, who popped back in the last fight, so he's going to be dead for 75 seconds. Black Hole, it's on a Roche with the song, but the Age is going to be picked up by BCM. Oh, Will-O-Wisp still pulling them in. After the song is up, do they want to fight this? The song lasts long enough for the TP out for the Naga Siren. They'll look for the rest. They're trying to find DM, but with a Timber Chain, he is far enough away where he should be safe. So for a second, it looked like the Black Hole was going to be enough, but Song over from the side stops it. Allows them to get the Aegis.
Power of Naga Siren fighting near the Roche pit, though. Ooh, he's out of mana. This is also Gem.
Solar Bind, BKB, trying to run. Want to get the gem out of his hands like you said, Lacoste, but they just don't have the control once this BKB is popped.
Still, they're going to go for the high ground, reducing the mana on Eidolons. Like, we've seen the Midnight Pulse as well combo with Ignis Fatus, with Will-O-Wisp. It's super powerful. Like, they just pulled them in this Black Hole to try to stop them from picking up the Aegis. It was a good timing from 33, but instant Global Silence coming out, and also the sleep that you said, so... A bit difficult game for Enigma.
Yeah, he's got to find the proper opening, and that's what's, you know, it's hesitation, but it's also patience from 33. It's like he's trying to find the proper key for a door that is heavily guarded.
Yeah. I would not love to play supports in this game on either sides, mostly on OG, because you are Rubik and Silencer. Rubik doesn't have like any defensive items. Does have this Ogre Seal Totem, which is nice, but playing into Dragonite Illusions, it's very difficult. Like, they're slowing you down. It's level 20, so having extra attack range as well from it. Going into Octarine Core next. This is the build that we did mention, and it's so difficult. Like, just providing vision and allowing people to go for the right targets in a team fight.
So now they've got the Ags on Storm. So you've got Black Hole, White Hole, Blue Hole.
It's the budget Black Hole, yeah. Holding that Aegis for 3 minutes. They don't have, like, the best combo. Maybe if they can steal, you know, something with Taiga, just like Avalanche is going to be fine if he can't get the hands on Midnight Pulse or the Black Hole. So that big pull into maybe Timber Chain, Chakram should deal a lot of damage.
Doesn't feel so budget when you think about it. Black Hole's only a 4-second duration, and with the extra 0.4 Electric Vortex,
it's much easier to execute as well, especially in a game like this.
kind of dangerous. Loud sounds of the Elder Dragon form and the Manto Illusions. So, still holding on to the Quickening Charm. Min-maxing with a Penta-Edge Sword now. And they picked up the Hex on 33, and they'll be going into a BKB next, as that Silver Edge was finished for Yuragi eventually, and they have a Lotus Orb now on Saksa.
33 has 3 items, pretty much, but has almost 20,000 net worth. These are very expensive items that he has. The Guardian Greaves, Octarine, and Sight.
Yeah. Meanwhile, just has a casual shard with him too. One of these things not like the other. Dagon level 449. Numbers there. See how much damage he can output with that, and if they can get any of these kills, it feels like sometimes the damage is a little bit lacking from Tundra. And we took a look at the graph. It is edging back towards 50-50. It was 73-27, something along those lines a little while ago. But even at 20 kills, heading into the 40th minute.
Make Dagon 5 great again. This item, you know, needs some loving, and we don't see it. It's decent stats, but something's lacking. Maybe the cost of it, the cost of the recipe, but it's a very cool item.
And we'll see how much it can do in this game, but do you think it's the right call, Dagon 5? So many other items now.
There are. Like, you could go for Octarine Core. He could have gone for Hex. He was thinking about Hex, but since 33 was going for one, I think having one Hex is fine. They just need a bit of an extra damage, because you see, this Dragonite, he's very annoying, but when it comes down to dealing damage to Timbersaw and Naga, they do struggle. So he will need to get some kind of a damage item as his next.
And they post to clean up the creeps, Ball Lightning looking over, and they're going to try and find 33. They've got the Vortex, get her over to the side. They have the Hex, it's on a DM. They'll toss him up into the air. The Willis is down with the Solar Bind. It's through onto the Storm Spear with the BKB being popped by DM. He's kind of by himself. Yuragi over to the side. The double Chakram from DM, but doesn't land on anybody. They've got 5 seconds left on the Aegis. So BZM will be back up to full health, full mana. And that expires. Maybe OG a little bit more hesitant on the fights they want to take.
We've seen a couple of times two teams just looking at each other. No one wants to heavily commit, and now Octarine plus that Quickening Charm that he's been holding on Dragonite, so almost permanent Dragon form for him. Like, it has 10 seconds downtime.
That's really nothing, yeah. So, Elder Dragon form up in 5. 70.9 second cooldown with the Quickening Charm. There it is. And can they fight? Can they find anything? They're constantly looking to see if they can get someone. Saksa! Right by Yuragi, who's going to show himself going to the BKB, and he might just need to leave. But instead, Mirror Image running back, Guardian Greaves, so some heal.
They force a BKB, but that's about it.
Can they even kill this Naga? And the game has been so close with Naga surviving for a long time. Has so much net worth at 31,000. The closest here for the side of Tundra is just 22,000. Yuragi, since the laning phase, has just been in Farm City. Going for a Hex, also trying to finish off that Bloodthorn, and there it is.
This Naga Siren is pretty much 6-slotted. He can get the Aghanim Scepter, of course, switch the Power Treads. This Witchbane haven't been able to dispel things. Mostly this Solar Bind, I think that's the big one. And also it deals a ton of damage, especially against heroes who have big mana pools, like Keeper of the Light and Enigma.
Taiga going into the BKB. So Blink, BKB, he's got an Ogre Seal Totem. So that'll help him get away from these fights.
If he steals a Black Hole, then he becomes the Enigma himself.
Yeah, and one that doesn't have to worry about global silence, and with the BKB really doesn't have to worry about anything if he's able to steal it. So, OG, they are just over the river and potentially looking to push and force back Tundra. Roche maybe up in 30 seconds. DM, he's going to TP back to the base, though. Glyph is tier 3, not looking long for this world.
Slow siege. This annoying Dragonite with Manta style, like even Saksa Blix on the high ground to get a couple of 3 volleys up there, 3 hits, and Yuragi figuring out, like he needs to do the same thing. He needs to be able to cut the waves, now sitting in the bottom lane.
What can they do? I think mid is going to get pushed in with these illusions and start to hit away at the tower. Meanwhile, they've got a big creep wave bottom, and Illusion's doing the same there. Avalanche toss. Oh, BCM! Gone! That's not as planned.
That was quick. That's some quick reaction there from Tundra. He tried to go for sneaky play, cut the creep wave, but it didn't happen. Both bottom is pushed in. Tier 3 tower almost dead, but
yeah.
Tundra's doing the same thing on top.
They also had mid pushing in. That's a big issue, too, that you're losing multiple parts of your base.
They need a creep wave, though.
Yeah, they do. This is another creep wave coming in, so they've got a creep wave just in time. As the tower bottom, it has 17 health.
Something about Dragonite with Manta style is satisfying to watch. I don't maybe I'm just one of those enjoyers that love to see the world burn.
No, I agree with that.
So Roshan is up. It's also Aghanim Scepter. So for Tundra, who could pick it up? Like maybe if you want to give it to Tiny, we've seen Kataomi scaling very hard with his position for Tiny, especially if he can get it for free.
Is Tree Volley worth it though with just Lotus Orb and Force Staff?
Like you get a damage item. Like eventually you farm Daedalus.
Would you rather?
They could give it to Snake.
I was thinking 33 as well.
Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. I thought he has it for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind if Snake King, because he's protected, right? He may be all right picking up this axe. And the fact that this is going down uncontested is a bit scary if you're OG. The net worth's going to turn in favor of Tundra with the Ag's Blessing pickup. 33, he's looking to break any smokes or vision that's coming over from OG, but it's just not in time. So they will pick up these items. And Ags hits on this Phoenix, and now they've got the Will is down. They've got the sweep for a second. Skitter coming over, and now they've got the 4-step back with the Midnight Pulse, but the ball lightning as well as the Vortex is going to be on 2 of these heroes. 33 trying to run away, and he gets out. BKB from DM, Chakram, 2 of them thrown at 33, but he still survives. They'll go to the song. They've got a Hex. It's on a Taiga. And Icarus dive, finding the Rubik, Malefice. They've got these Eidolons. BKB, TP. Ooh, Black Hole to stop it. He knew he was going to be stunned up again, but he uses the Black Hole and goes for a Rubik.
Yeah, steals steals the Black 4 for half a second, just that he shows that he can do it, but doesn't get anything out of it. I don't mind this Black Hole. Like, 33 has not used the Black Hole in a very long time. It was the second Roche when he tried to go for it, but let's see who's holding that Aghanim Scepter for now. It's Phoenix,
yeah.
but seems like he wants to give it to 33.
There it is. giving it to him with Black Hole not available, so I don't know if he's going to activate it immediately. Yeah,
Well, you try to go
he gave it
for
to the Tiny.
this Rat Dota with the Naga Siren and the illusions, but the Dragonite, he's even more annoying. Like he splits one on the left, one on the right. BZM disconnecting.
So lag again. They gave it to the Tiny, like you said, and now he just needs. He's building Aeon Disc. I feel like that build might change.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna change. Like he's gonna start building into most likely just the Crystalist to have some damage that deals well with the Naga Siren and her illusions. And Tundra off to a high ground. I don't know how you stop. Like they need to heavily invest.
But now you've got Aegis on DK. Like investing to get the kill on a Skitter, not once but twice, for someone so tanky is going to be so difficult. It's worrying.
There's Sunray behind him. There's a Keeper of the Light charging the Illuminate. So there's always going to be some kind of a heal coming out. He doesn't even have a BKB in this game, so which is pretty impressive. I love this build.
May not have been able to kill Yuragi since the laning phase, but let's see if that even matters. The Global Silence, they've got the Will-Wisp coming through. Now, toss up
Double
in the air.
force.
Will-Wisp pulls them in. The Chakram, both of them onto the Tiny, but they still don't get the kill. They've got the Guardian Greaves being popped to kill him up. The Ball Lightning going in, but EZM, he's not going to find what he was looking for. He ends up TPing back to the base. Yuragi now working with the Song, with the Blink, the Dragon Tail. Can they get a kill here on Yuragi? Finally, but he pops the BKB. He's got Song. He'll throw the Hex. It's onto the Dragon Knight. He'll run away. Still, nobody dying on either side. 3 minutes on this Aegis still.
Also, Keeper of the Light lowering the cooldown on Dragonite abilities. Fireball and mostly stun. Like you almost have a... Like stun duration is 3 seconds, 10-second cooldown. So like 1 second downtime pretty much between it if he times it correctly.
He didn't end up losing that tier 3 tower, by the way. It's still sitting there with 17 health bottom. Not able to push that in successfully while they were splitting a little bit. Ball Lightning, and ooh, Hex landing. Skitter in on a BZM. They've got the Lewis down. It's on Yuragi on the backlines. They're trying to get the control on a BZM. Soxa throws out an avalanche. Finds Yuragi. Can they get the damage and the kill onto the Naga Siren? No, not yet. Gets him Viz. Backs off.
And now off to the range barracks. This is unhealable damage, so we'll drop down. They can do the same thing bottom or just keep poking. Tiny.
Ooh, Supernova.
They couldn't execute. Not quick enough. DM pops the BKB. Doesn't get caught by neither Hex nor a stun from Dragonite.
Yuragi's still sitting there in the front line. Dag in. Blinding Light. They've got the Hex. It's on to Skitter, but again, he's got that Aegis to work with for another minute and a half. Going into the mirror image with the BKB pop by Taiga. The Midnight Pulse is down. They've got the Will-Wisp. They'll have the Hex. They have the control. It's on to Yuragi. Can they get into the base, though, to get this kill? They're trying to clean up the Will-Wisp. Skitter's going to blink right on top of him with that overwhelming blink. They've got the break. It's onto the Dragon Knight still. That Lotus Orb is going to reflect the ensnare. Vortex onto 2 of these heroes. It's onto 33 as well. Snake King getting low. He's going to be killed off by Taiga immediately. They get the kill on the DM. The lookovers. They've got the token. It's onto the Enigma. 33 up in the air. There's a gem on the deck. Meanwhile, they finally took out that bottom tier 3, and it looks like these racks are in trouble for the side of Tundra. They need to be careful about how much they
does
fight.
have a blink.
Taiga blinking, avoiding that avalanche, and the rest of the team is starting to follow this one up. They're coming over from the side of OG. The bottom racks looking like they might break here for the side of Tundra if they're not too careful on this fight. So, Creeps still pushing in. The Will-Wisp is going to be on to 2. DM,
they're going to lose the barracks bottom.
From Yuragi. They've got the sleep out of these heroes once again. Soxa trying to leave with the Lotus Orb. They've got the Hex. It's going to be on a DM, but now they go to the Song from Yuragi. So, they've got a Fireball down. They're looking over at 9. They've got the Chakram right on top of him. When he wakes up from this slumber, Ball landing over with the BKB pop by 9. They'll go over 33 with the BKB of his own.
33.
He's trying to throw a black hole, but he doesn't really find the opportunity to do so. Taiga over to the side. He doesn't want to give it up. The ball landing's going to come over. They're trying to get the kill here. They'll find DM right on top of 33. They get the kill on the Enigma, but the damage coming in for Taiga. They'll get the Rubik. Can they? Oh, the Ogre Seal Totem on the right on top of him. Soxa gets the kill on a Rubik. They find themselves 9. They've got the dagger, but it's not going to be enough damage. Skitter comes in with the Fireball. They've got themselves the Global Silence, and is that going to keep Yuragi alive? DM comes in.
Everyone's
double
so
Chakram.
low.
They've got the Hex. It's onto the DK. He's still in that Elder Dragon form. Ball lighting over to the Tiny. They've got the Avalanche. It hits on
Another
Yuragi
Hex.
as well as BZM. They've got the stuns coming through to Yuragi. They get the kill to BZM.
But Skeeter's coming
down
in.
goes Yuragi. Misha under the fireball. He's going to fall too. 4 heroes down on the side of OG as DM finally TP's out. But this is not a big fight for OG like they needed.
Man, this is a 2-minute fight right there. What the hell is happening? Dragon Knight, like, he's untouched. They're not touching Skeeter in the fight. Look at this damage. 11, almost 12,000 damage.
Almost
coming
more
out
than
from him.
OG.
Almost, yeah, pretty much. This overwhelming blink, level 25, also having AoE Dragon Tail during the Elden Dragon form. I think this was, like, if we're gonna see the whole replay for, for a full 2 minutes, Yuragi found a really good opening here on 33. Manages to bring him down and forcing a BKB. Global Silence is available, so he's not getting that black hole off. And you see Skitter, like these Dragon Knights are causing so many issues. And I think that this is what's going to happen. Like that AoE stun, once they clump up a bit more to the eastern side of the map. And let's check it. This is it.
They get the kill on a 9.
Yeah, that's it. That's
there
it.
it is.
Inside a fireball as well. Because you have permanent, almost permanent dragon form, which means that you have permanent AoE stun.
He's also never getting low. Look at his health the entire time. They need to clean up these creeps bottom. They lost that set of racks. DM, he just TP'd out when that exchange happened, and they lost to tier 4 too. I'm seeing opportunity at base race. It's looking possible.
I could see it happening, but this Dragon Knight has been a menace.
I love that word.
He can up, like, he has 5,000 gold. If he invests into something like AC or just like straight up more damage, something like a Daedalus, I'm really worried. He's been, okay, BKB, like 6th item BKB.
He's now, by the way, only 4,000 gold behind Yuragi. Yuragi had an 11K split on net worth.
It's so much slow. This overwhelming blink, like one of my, like this and Wind Waker 2, like craziest item in Dota is just you don't see him in action as much because there's always something better to prioritize, but getting in, slowing down Naga Siren Illusions is pretty huge.
Look at the Dota Plus.
From 63 for OG to 73 for Tundra.
Yeah, and I think these exact Dota Plus probabilities were there even earlier from before that last check. So, kind of completely turning a 180. Ball lightning all the way through. Cleaning up some creeps, but TP on cooldown.
Refresher is down on Silencer. Misha invested all of his gold, so that means that
DM.
Black Hole most likely is not going to get off in a fight. Will-O-Wisp will not hold him. Next Roche could spawn relatively soon.
BKB on a courier. BZM, he's not going to get any vision of it, but he's still going to be here to cut the creep wave again. Level 26.
No buyback on
He's got
Skitter.
that shard.
He invested everything. This is Aghanim Scepter upgrade. We'll eat it, and we'll have a BKB. 4,000 HP, almost 4.5k.
Refresher for BZM too. Double Vortex Blue Hole. The Ags. Roche is going to be 2 minutes and 20 seconds away. That is, I almost want to say
OG doesn't know
side.
about it. Yeah, OG like needs to get out of the base and scout things out. Because if it's an early spawn, giving them another one could be a bit difficult to deal with. Skeeter, how close he is? He needs 1.5k gold for buyback.
Getting it kind of quick. They're coming over.
Both position 5s do have refreshers, so refresher Phoenix.
Oh, right.
That's the Sunray.
Sunray and the Overseal Totem. He gets away. So Snake King uses that Supernova, but like you said, he's got a refresher. So he'll have it again, if need be. Elder Dragon form. Oh, look at that cute dragon.
Look at him die.
That's
Get sapped.
That's not great. That was some National Geographic stuff right there. As, well, now they're going to go after Yuragi. They've got the Will-O-Wisp, they have the control, they've got the Dragon Tails, and they're going to get another kill on Yuragi just like that. Nobody's here. BZM going in with the DM. Timbersaw, they'll take out 33, so the Enigma's gone, has buyback, so does Yuragi, but the BKB BZM's going to TP out of this one. Overwhelming blink towards
Doesn't catch
DM.
him.
Force staff forward, Dragon Tail lands onto the Timbersaw. Can he get out of this one? Avalanche to follow it up. The Stunlock is there. They've got the Dagon. Do they have the control with the toss up into the air? They do. They'll take out DM.
He bought back in the previous fight, so he's going to be gone for 2 minutes. Buyback from Naga. Tundra slowly opening things up. A 20k gold lead, but this is the entrance to, like, one more fight is all it takes for them to win the game. And you see this Dragon Knight, like, being just super annoying. Does have a buyback available.
Dire's middle barracks.
75 gold.
Yeah, he's there, like.
Top of the net work. He is now more farmed than Yuragi.
I love the way this dragon looks, especially when he puts Mjolnir on him. Look, it looks like he's
Electrified.
He's the smog.
We'll see it when he pops the armor again.
Oh, Arcane Rune as well, lowering the cooldown on everything. Look at this, 15-second Manta style.
Oh, okay. Balance in all things.
55 on Elden Dragon form.
Roche up. That is Ag's Blessing. That is Refresher Shard. That's everything on this
Dire's
fourth
bottom tower is
Roche.
under attack.
So Arcane Blink being built here for BZM. He's got a lot of gold to work with, but does he want to keep a buyback just in case his fights don't go well? Got 50 seconds still till DM is back. Meanwhile, Roche, it's up, and it is being taken.
We're also getting closer to tier 5 items. 3 minutes away. Give that Dragonite Giant's ring.
Bigger. We can make it bigger.
Tiny can also be, like, Tiny's the funny one. Seems like OG's not going to contest this at all.
Back-to-back, Roche is going for Tundra, and it brings a lot of wealth. Ag's Blessing, Cheese, Refresher Shard, Snake King, he's going to pop that Ag's Blessing on himself. So now he'll have that upgraded Supernova. Could be griefing.
Could be. But also extra attacks to destroy the egg.
They haven't been able to kill the egg, it seems like. He's also using it very
It's the right way to use it. Like, it's more about using it to cancel the fight, maybe set things up for a black hole. We still haven't seen it because, again, you're playing into Silencer, now playing into Silencer with the Refresher.
So 2 minutes. That's 120 seconds until we'll see tier 5 items. When we get to that point, still have BZM killing these creep waves with the ball lightning. He's got that shard upgrade on the overload. They found themselves this Rubik, and, well, they are going to lose Tiger. He's got buyback, but it's now a 30,000 net worth lead for Tundra. An 87% chance on the win probability.
And look at that graph. It was a wild game so far, minute and a half away from the big items. This Dragonite, he wants to hit some buildings.
Bottom set of racks look like they could be juicy here for Tundra.
Also, Keeper of the Light hitting level 25. Blinding Light stun. So it's an AoE stun, not a long duration stun, but it's also a setup. It's great to have against Naga Siren and the Illusions. This is the only lane that they need to kill. BZM's courier died. Not gonna have it for 3.5 minutes.
That's the Mystic Staff for the Arcane Blink. And an illusion working on this tower, throwing down a fireball as well. Yuragi, who felt so unkillable previously, has died in back-to-back fights, so the Naga Siren just not being what it felt like for the first 40 minutes of this game, and that's unkillable.
Speaking of unkillable, this Dragonite, he's inside and outside of the base at the same time.
Schrodinger's Dragonite.
Look at that range, level 28 DK.
Stealing the Breathe Fire, Telekinesis, and now look at that with the Mjolnir armor. They've got the Hex, Yuragi going in with the BKB, the ball lightning, they've got themselves the Vortex, it's going to be on a 2, can they get the control on a Skitter, it's going to be rough. He also has himself the Aegis, so even if they get this first kill, how do they follow it up with another one? Get the Aegis out of his hand, Sock's in some trouble, the Avalanche toss, they get the Cone of BZM, he does have buyback, the Song not in time, so Yuragi, just the Song being a little bit too late
black
and
hole
not
on
getting
Timber.
them up. They've got the black hole, it's on a DM, they'll lose DM, they have buyback, but it just, it's going to be rough to
They
hold.
need to use the buybacks.
Yeah, buybacks come out by both these heroes. They'll look to get the kill
Supernova
on
to save
DM.
him.
He got the save with the Supernova. Now they'll look over at Yuragi. The Sunray burning him away. He's got a Hex on him, and he's dead.
That's
2
game. He
minutes,
has no buy.
No buyback. Icarus dive over, the Andis is going to be popped. They'll go to the overwhelming blink. They'll get the kill on the Taiga. They finish off another one, as it's 4 heroes that have died, but 3 of these buybacks have been used by OG. They do not have Naga Siren. They're going to have themselves Mega Creeps. Vortex onto 2, 33. He's going to have some help here. They've got the Avalanche as well as the toss. BM in trouble. BCM, he cannot get out and will fall to 33. They'll also find Taiga. They'll get another count on the Rubik, and they'll call GG. It is the same as it ever was. Tundra get the victory in this first tiebreaker and take it over OG. We're just rolling the simulation.
No way this is happening one more time. How many times? Like.